Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tutorials Field, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to connect MySQL database in Java using the Eclipse IDE. So first of all, we need to download and install the Eclipse IDE in our system if we have not installed it yet in our system. So open the web browser and search for Eclipse. Then at the first link we can see the official website of the Eclipse IDE. Then click on that link. Now at the right top corner we can see there is a download button. Click on that. Then again we have redirected to the another web page. Just scroll a bit and we can see there is download button for 32-bit operating system as well as 64-bit operating system. Click on that link. Now again we have redirected to the another web page. Now again there is a download button. Just click on that link. Now as you can see that it has started to download, but I have already downloaded and installed the Eclipse IDE in my system, so I don't have to again download and install in my system. Now in the next part we have to create database and table using the MySQL command line client. If you don't know how to install properly MySQL command line client in your system, then I will leave a link of the article in the description where you can see properly how to install MySQL database in your system. For creating database, you can either choose MySQL command line client or MySQL workbench. MySQL Workbench is nothing but a GUI version of the MySQL console where you can visually design, model and generate database. So open the MySQL command line client and now enter the password. This is the same password you have provided while installing the MySQL database. Now as you can see, after providing the password, we have successfully logged into the MySQL command line client. Now we will create database. The name of the database will be DemoDB, and inside that database we will create a table. The name of the table will be student with 3 columns: roll number, username and department. To create the database, give the query create database demo db and semicolon and then enter. Now you can see query is okay and one row affected. Now we will give another query use demo db. Okay, now we will create table. The name of the table will be student. Create table student, and now we will specify the name of the columns and their data types. So first column will be roll number, which is of varchar 10, and this will be not null. Then another column will be username varchar, and this will be 30. Another will be department varchar 30, and now hit enter. Okay, so we have successfully created the database and table. Now in the next part, we will create a Java project in the Eclipse IDE. So open Eclipse IDE and click on the File menu, then New and Java Project. Now we will give a name to our project. The name of the project will be DB Connect. You can give any name that you want, it doesn't matter. Okay, then click on the Finish button. Okay, now again right click on the DB Connect and then go to New, and then we will create a Java class. Okay, so now we have to give a name to our Java class. The name of the Java class will be MyDB connection. Okay, and then click on the public static void main, which is our main method. We want to include this method in our class, so tick mark on that and then click on the Finish button. So as you can see that our Java class has been created. Just get rid of these comment lines as we don't need that. In order to connect our Java program with MySQL database, we need to include MySQL JDBC driver, which is a jar file, in our Eclipse IDE. So in the next step, we need to add MySQL connector jar file in Eclipse. So first of all, we need to download that file. Okay, so go to google.com and search for MySQL JDBC driver. Okay, and then click on the first link, and then from the drop down menu we have to select platform independent. Okay, now there is two download buttons. We have to click on the second download button, which is a zip archive file. Okay, click on the download button and then again click on the no thanks, just start my download, as we are only concerned with downloading our file. So as you can see that it has started to download, and after downloading the jar file, next we need to go to the location where you have downloaded the zip archive and then extract the zip archive. Now next we have to include this jar file in our Java program so that we can connect our Java program with MySQL database. So again open Eclipse IDE and then right click on the project and then go to the properties section and then select Java build path, and then here you can see a button add external jars. Okay, now we have to go to the location where you have extracted that jar file. Okay, desktop, Java folder, and then select the jar file and click on the open button. Okay, now as you can see that the jar file has been included, and then click on the apply button and then apply and close. Okay, now since we have already finished adding jar file, now we will establish the connection using the driver manager dot get connection, and it takes URL, which is the path of the database, as string. So we will provide the path of our database, which is JDBC MySQL colon local host 3306 demo DB and then root and then again root. Okay, so this is the path of our database where JDBC is the API MySQL is the name of the database. Localhost is the server in which the MySQL database is running. 3306 is the port number. DemoDB is the name of our database. The first root is the name of the username of the MySQL database, and the second root is the password which we have provided while installing the database. Okay, and what happens that driver manager dot get connection returns a connection reference. So we have to create the object of the connection. Okay, and we need to import the SQL package. Now SQL exception might occur while connecting to the database, so we need to surround it with try and catch block. Okay, so we'll give the code try and then catch exception e, and then we will print a message system dot. In catch block we will print a message that error while connecting to the database, and after creating the connection we will print a message connected to the database successfully. Okay, so we have completed our program of connecting the Java program with MySQL database using Eclipse IDE, and now let's run our program and see what happens. Now let's run our program and see what happens. As you can see that it printed a message connected to the database successfully. Okay, so we have successfully created the connection, and now we will move to the next part. Now in the next step we will insert some data into the MySQL database using our Java program. So to insert data we will use the SQL insert query. Okay, and we will call the method prepare statement using the object of connection. Okay, so connection dot prepare statement, and then we will give the query insert into student, which is the name of our table, and then values, and then we will give 3 question marks, question, and then question. Okay, since we have 3 columns, so we will give 3 question marks and then semicolon. Okay, and now this returns a object of the prepared statement. Okay, so we will create the object of the prepared statement, prepared statement, prepared statement. Okay, now we will set the values for each parameter using the setString method, and we will call the setString method using the object of the prepared statement, prepared statement dot set string, and it takes 2 parameters. First one is for the parameter index and the second one in which we have to specify the value. We will give the value 1, and then we will set the value. The first one was for roll number, so we will give the roll number as 1, and then again prepared dot set string to, and then the second one was for the username, so we will set the username as Mehtab, then again three, and the department name will be computer. Okay, so we have set the value for each parameter. Now we will execute the query using the method execute update. After execute update, now we will give a message after the data will be inserted successfully. Then we will give a message system dot println data inserted successfully. Okay, and now let's run our program. As you can see, the message has been printed, data inserted successfully. To check whether the data has been inserted or not, we can again go to the MySQL command line client and then give the password, and then use the database demo db, and then we will give the query select asterisk from a student to see whether the data has been inserted or not. Now as we can see that the data has been inserted successfully. The roll number is 1, username is Mehtab, and the department is computer. Okay, now in the next step we will update the data in the MySQL database using our Java program. For this we will use the SQL update query. Okay, so instead of insert we will use the query SQL update. Update student set department equals to question mark where roll number equals to question mark. Now we will get rid of these codes and then we'll give the code prepared statement dot set string, and then for the first parameter index we will give the value. We will set the department name from computer to physics. Okay, and sorry, we need to delete and set string to, and then in the second parameter we have to give the roll number, which is 1. Okay, and then semicolon. And now in the print message, instead of inserted we will give updated, data updated successfully. Okay, now let's run our program. As you can see, the message has been changed from inserted to data updated successfully. So to check whether our data has been updated or not, again we will go to the MySQL command line client, and again we will give the query select asterisk from student semicolon enter, As you can see, the department name has been changed from computer to physics. So our data has been updated. In the next part, we will retrieve data from the MySQL database to our Java program. For this, we will use the SQL select query, and to retrieve data from MySQL database into our Java program, we will use object of the result set. Java result set object maintains a cursor that points to the current row in the result set. So we will use the result set object to retrieve data from our MySQL database. So first of all, we can get rid of these codes. Then we will give the query select asterisk from student. Okay. Now we'll create the object of result set. Okay. And then we will execute the query using prepared statement object dot execute query. Okay. Now, as we know that Java result set object maintains a cursor that points to the current row in the result set. So we will create a loop, and while there is data in our database, the loop will be continued and the data will be fetched, and we will print the data in our Java program. So we will create a loop while result set dot next, then string will create a string roll number equals to result set dot get string. Okay, then again string. The second one is for username equals to result set dot get string, and the second one is for username, and then again string department dpt equals to result set dot get string, and the third one is for dept. Okay, now we will print our data which we have been fetched using system dot out dot println roll number plus username plus dpt. Okay, now let's run our program. As you can see that data has been successfully retrieved from our MySQL database, and it printed the message 1 Mehtab and physics, 1 for the roll number, Mehtab is for the username, and the physics is for the department name. Okay, now in the next step what we will do is that we will delete data from MySQL database using our Java program. For this we will use the SQL delete query. So first of all we need to delete all these codes. Okay, and then in the prepared statement section, here there is select asterisk from student, where we have to give the delete query. Delete from student where username equals to question mark. And now we will set the string prepared statement dot set string, and the index will be 1 and the username is Mehtab. Okay, and now we will execute the query. Statement dot execute update. Okay, and we will give a message after successfully deletion of the data. Data deleted successfully. Okay, now let's run our program. As you can see that data deleted successfully. To check whether the data has been deleted successfully or not, we can again go to the MySQL command line client, and we will again give the query select asterisk from student. Now as you can see that our data has been successfully deleted from our MySQL database. So this was all from this tutorial, and I think that you will find this tutorial very helpful. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.